Welcome, welcome. Please just give me a moment, getting things set up. Making sure everything's where it should be. There we go. Alright, so those of you who are joining, we'll probably have more tuning in. I should be able to see your comments pop up, so you can kind of live chat with me in the comments. I'm going to just brew a little coffee and then answer some questions, and we should have a few other people joining us here during the stream, kind of as they're in and out of doing what they're doing. So I believe everything looks connected. Everything looks like it's working. How's the audio? Let me know if you can hear me just fine. If I need to talk a little louder or turn it up, just let me know. I can do that. See here, and I'm gonna I need to make some coffee. So when we get this started, I'm gonna get some coffee going. Dropping stuff. So I'm gonna brew my favorite fire roast coffee. Special experimental coffee, fire roast coffee. It's still wet. Dry one. There we go. As always, we're going to weigh out the beans. Oh, my alarm system's going off. I think someone's coming to join us.
We got any questions?
So far, no questions that I see. Anyway.
Nice. Just burn up some coffee.
Yep. Exactly
Alrighty.
right. Exactly right. Looks like we got a couple people watching. Hello, everybody.
Nice. Stay out of the way. You know your water's cold, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm just getting started. So.
Alright.
Well, thank you for starting the water for me.
Yeah.
So if you can hear Alex is in here. Most of you probably actually know Alex. She's been doing a lot of our Facebook, as well as she handles all of the calls, basically, almost, if you guys call in. She handles the whole coffee club. Make sure you guys get your coffee. Make sure you get the right coffee. Make sure we have coffee to ship out. Almost anything that has to do with the coffee, once it's done growing, I think Alex has to do with
it. Pretty much.
Making sure it's roasted, all that stuff. And I do have a second camera set up for the second stool, so if you did want to come sit down, I can.
Oh,
They'll
nice.
see you. They'll see you.
Perfect. How many do we got on right now?
It was up to 5.
People?
We had up to 5 for a second, and then went down to 2. But
Oh, okay. Well, that's
I'm
fine.
gonna put it.
I don't know which camera to look at. There's like 3.
They all work.
They're all working right now. All right.
Well,
Aloha,
if I
guys.
can type.
Thanks for joining us today. If you have any questions about coffee brewing, we'd love to hear them. Hope everybody's doing well, staying healthy, staying safe.
There we go. Now we should see the comments pop up
Alrighty.
real well.
Awesome.
Excellent. So I'm gonna grind up some coffee.
Nice. How you brewing?
I'm gonna do the pour over. I'm gonna do my ratio from home. What I do,
Okay.
see how that turns out. So I haven't done that here yet.
Alrighty. Just got a couple things all set up. We have a few people coming to visit. We do actually have people coming up to the farm still. So, just mostly or actually all inter-island right now. So people coming to visit, they'll either quarantine for 14 days or they're just from either Oahu or wherever else. I don't even know what camera to look at right now, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, so we have a couple people coming up every once in a while to visit us, and yeah, still actually operating. So pardon my mess, but just was actually brewing some coffee for a few people that came up. So
It smells wonderful.
now that we got everything clean, which one is this? This is our special
Fire roast.
Oh, this is our
the
the
degas
degas
fire
one.
roast. Yes.
Okay.
I don't see any towels.
There's a nice like nuttiness to it.
Yeah, it's really Really
like a
full
nice
of
like
flavor.
a
Full
walnut
aroma.
or something.
That's not the right filter.
Nope, that's not the right filter.
Where
It's
are
the
the-
smaller white ones.
There it is. In the middle. In the middle. That's what I'm
Yep,
looking
there
for.
we go. Alrighty. Still got no questions, but that's okay.
It's alright. Somebody's watching. Nobody's watching. A few people tuned in and said, They said we'll go live on Thursdays and we're gonna go live every Thursday. This will be a recording too, so you can maybe post questions later, and then Alex and I try to watch Facebook. Allison's not watching it too, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so she should see a lot of it. Yeah, I got my little brew camera set up so you guys can watch the coffee brewing.
There we go.
There we go.
Alright,
It's lagging a
got
little
just
bit,
a couple
but
more
it's
minutes
working.
on this hot water, but
It's working.
do you want to maybe talk about the experiment that you did?
Yeah, I
with
think
the
I
degassing?
will. We don't have anybody yet. I think I'm the one. Maybe. I'm not sure if it counts me or not.
I don't know.
Yep.
So Ray was working on this cool experiment for coffee to see if there was a difference in when you let the coffee degas or when you. So basically, when you roast coffee, when you first roast coffee, there's a lot of gases that are trapped inside the coffee bean. So over a period of time, all of these gases will release from within the coffee bean. And that's why when you first get your bag of coffee, either from us or from somewhere else, you might notice that there's a little bit of a puffiness to it. Now, of course, if you're part of the coffee club and you get shipments sent to you, unfortunately, just the cabin pressure actually turns it into a vacuum seal. But if you're getting coffee from the island fresh from us and you get it super, super fresh, you'll notice that there's a little bit of a puffiness to it. That's the gases kind of releasing. But Ray decided to do an experiment to see whether or not there was a huge difference in flavor from when you just left the bag wide open as opposed to closing up the bag and letting some of the gases sit in the bag. So I think from the first time that we tried it, you actually really enjoyed it. There definitely was a slight difference. Of course, Fire Roast is your favorite, so you're going to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed a difference as well. I actually don't necessarily have a preference. I feel like there's a little bit more nuttiness in this coffee experiment that we tried with the degassing. So I get like almost a little bit of like a walnut, and that's kind of what I picked up. But of course, this might change or be different based on what your climate zone is, whether you're in somewhere that has a lot of humidity in the air or somewhere that's a little bit drier. So we'll see. Anyway.
Yeah. We'll see how it turns out. Because now it's been a little over a week. We didn't let it degas for a whole week. I just degassed this one for 48 hours before bagging it, and then now it's been a little over a week since that's been done. So it's actually should be fully developed. A lot of people say that after roasting, you're going to have a bit more of a heavier flavor, and that the subtle flavors really come out more and are developed about a week after roasting. So not at the peak time. A lot of people say that 5 to 7 days is like the absolute best, and it kind of hit the peak and it starts to come back down. But this is probably about 9 or 10 at this point, so it's still going to be darn good coffee. Amazingly fresh coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Super fresh. All right, so
I figured I'd let you do it.
Thank you. Yeah, so I've got my coffee. As soon as you put your coffee grounds into the filter, they're technically brewing. So there's just enough water to get the things going. So make sure you're ready to go when it happens. Get our timer started. I'm going to do our degas.
Yep. So this second degas that he's talking about right here is actually in reference to the bloom of the coffee, where if you haven't watched any of our coffee videos before, what he's doing right now is actually letting the carbon dioxide and a few other gases release from the coffee initially. Because when you brew the coffee with the carbon dioxide, you can actually pick up a lot of the bitterness in the coffee. Carbon dioxide can actually cause a lot of bitterness to react with the coffee. And that's why you might get a little bit more of a bitter flavor when you're brewing it in certain ways. So we try to kind of off-gas our coffee just a little bit or degas it. And that is known as the bloom or the blossom of coffee, just kind of depending on where you're from.
Yep, which is why you saw all those bubbles when I did the top camera shot there. So then I'm going to add a good amount, fill this thing up. And then as soon as I have the poise for it, that's a little heavier. This is a little smaller than the one I normally use, so it's a little harder to do, but I like to do a little swirl. It actually just makes sure everything's even in there. And I also take a spoon. Yep.
Oh, I take one of the little stir
This works
sticks
too,
sometimes.
yep. And you kind of just knock the stuff off the edge, make sure it stays in there. There's actually an Instagram competition out there. I haven't participated. I've only heard about it, where they call it the flat bottom, where after you're done doing your pour over, the flatter the bottom bed of your coffee grounds in your pour over device, the more perfectly you did your pour over. Because you want to make sure you're not dropping it all right in the middle, or too much on the edges, creating a mountain in the middle. This helps you get a very even brew. I'm getting a phone call from one of the guys in the field. I just take this here on my James Bond watch. Hey Vicente, how's it going?
Pretty good. You busy?
Just a little bit, just chatting with a few people.
Oh, that's okay. We talk to you later.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, are you done at Dave's, or you got a little bit more to go over there?
Yeah, we have a lot more to do.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right next to his home.
Okay. Okay, because I noticed we're about ready to start picking some more here as soon as we're ready for it. So you finish at Dave's, we'll get back over here and keep going here.
Yeah,
Oh, aloha from Costa Rica. Oh, that's awesome. Well, aloha from Kona, guys.
Oh, hey, it's Roberto from Bendig. Hey, how's
That's
it going?
awesome. It's
All
so
right.
good to see you.
Well, Vicente, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right. All right, so that's the last of our water. I like to do another little swirl at the end too. This is not going to be the flattest bottom. I'm not going to win an award, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, might do every once in a while, but it's.
So for those
Not
of you
every cup can be.
tuning in, Roberto here is actually going to help us out with some new equipment. His company out of Costa Rica does coffee processing equipment, and we're working with them to help design a new setup for our wet milling and part of our drying process, as well as one of the other processes, dry milling, that happens later after the curing process. So we'll kind of go through all these steps in other videos. You might find some of the information on our YouTube channel now and or later when you tune in. So this is dripping away, coming along. We're almost done. Almost perfect. Almost perfect. Just the way I wanted.
Alrighty. Who else do we have on there? Oh, it's still Roberto.
It's Roberto again. Yeah.
It's a little blurry. I gotta
Yep.
put my glasses on.
So we've had a few phone calls already, and in a little while we're gonna have a whole bunch more as we get into the engineering phase and especially installation phase, I'm sure.
Alrighty.
All right, coffee's done.
There we go.
Set
Got a
that
couple of
away.
sample cups.
Yeah, let's have a little coffee. I was gonna tell Allison and or the rest of the workstation if they wanted to stop in and say hi to people, they could too, but it's okay.
Yep.
This is our first live Q&A, if you will. So thanks for tuning in. We'll probably do more of these. I'm thinking like maybe once every month or so. I'll just have kind of a chat with everybody.
Yeah, and we'll periodically have a few different people in. You might see me every once in a while. You might see Allison or some of our workstay, or even Bill or Dave. Just kind of trying to figure out who we're gonna have in here. So.
All right, cheers.
All right, cheers.
And the fancy glasses, they definitely do actually make the coffee taste better.
Alrighty. Well, Roberto, we're very happy to have you, and we wish you could be here with us too. We've got some good coffee here, so.
Someday soon.
Yep.
Someday soon. I know.
We'll switch places at some point. Ray and I want to visit Costa Rica
Yes,
at some point, so
definitely.
we'll do a flip flop.
Definitely full-bodied. It's definitely got a strong, heavy flavor to it.
It really does. It really does. I don't pick up as much of that. No, I still get that walnut. I still get a little bit of that walnut.
Yep, like a very fresh nut in there. So of course, as most of you probably know, beer, wine, all that nowadays, there's a specialty glass for everything. So this is actually designed to help focus the aroma and not burn your hand. The double wall glass. These things are quite fancy. I really do like them. I probably would never buy them for myself at home because I break things all the time. So.
Well, they're actually they're hand blown as well.
Handmade. So
handmade.
Yeah. That's one of the fun things we can do here at in Konalani in the coffee bar here.
Yep.
And currently our makeshift gift shop because of the COVID, we don't have the main shop open right now.
Yep. It'll just be temporary, and we're hoping to get kind of a lot of things underway. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been trying to work on house remodeling or whatever else during this whole COVID, and we're actually working on, the same thing, just trying to stay home, stay safe, and really just kind of revamp all of our stuff and making the same adjustments or similar adjustments to what you guys are doing at home, I'm sure. So
Yeah, a lot of farm remodeling, you might
yeah.
want to say. And some of you who may have been watching some of our YouTube videos, we've posted some stuff about building out our new starting area or shade tent area, shaded area. It'll kind of reduce a little light and let us control the rain, the amount of water that gets to the plants. And we're gonna, again, the equipment we're gonna be upgrading and doing soon.
Yep.
We've been reorganizing the offices and reorganizing living spaces.
Reorganizing the store and all
Reorganizing
of that stuff.
everything pretty
Yep.
much.
And even reorganizing bits and pieces of our website and our
It's true.
coffee club, and just trying to make it easier to function. So it's been an overall very powerful work in progress, but we're happy to be doing it and happy to have the time to be able to do it now. So
Yeah. And so Roberto asked actually a good question if this is fully washed, honeyed, or dry natural. This is actually our fully washed Kona Typica. Actually, no, this is now our fully washed Progeny 502, which we've used roasted in a 1947 Mexican coffee roaster. We did let it age in the parchment for well over 2 months after drying. We dried to about 10.5% moisture. I like to get it right in that middle range for where it's still going to have the activity to cure properly, but not too dry, not too wet, so that we don't have any bad fermenting going on with it. And then slow roasted at the end. It actually has a nice slow smoky finish to it, and the roaster has been custom modified a little bit too, so it's not exactly the same as it was when it was built in the 40s. And has been roasting coffee for decades. Very well seasoned, and very simple but effective machine. But we can only do what it comes out 16 pounds
16
at a
pounds.
time. So
Yep.
some of you may have tried our fire roasted coffee before. It's kind of our specialty, and it's probably one of our most popular coffees. A lot of people really love how unique it is in flavor. It's almost like it's got a lot of the notes of a dark, but yet the smoothness of a medium. It's
It
a
really
really nice blended coffee, if you will.
Yep. No, it's quite enjoyable, and I don't know if you mentioned like the cast iron inside.
Oh yeah, that
So
cast
it's
iron
actually
drum.
cast iron.
Yeah.
So that's why you mentioned seasoned. If any of you guys cook with cast iron, you'll understand that, of course, you don't wash it with soap. You wash it with just water, and then you have to re-season the pan to make sure that you are getting all of the proper flavors for that. So.
Yep.
Yep.
So that one's hand roasted. There's no gauges. There's no temperature gauge even on the roaster. It's all done by our roast master's just abilities and skills. So he knows what to do. Knows when to pull the batch, adjust temperatures, things like that. But we also do actually we haven't done on the tech side. There we
Exactly.
go. We're
That's
back.
the way I
There's
like it.
Umi. Now you can see
Yep.
him.
So, Umi's joining us. Oh, it's time to go.
He
All
says,
right.
and I'm done. I want to go.
Well, can only do so much time behind the camera, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Yep.
It's
I
a
know
lot of work.
Nana's laying on the floor over here. She's
Yep.
always following me everywhere I go. So,
Yep. We've got our little shadows, so.
yep. The people
Yeah.
who actually rule the farm, right?
Exactly. All right. Well,
Put this
if we have any other questions, let me know. But I'm gonna go back and try to get some of the behind-the-scenes stuff done and make sure people get their coffee. So
You mean do real work?
thanks for joining us, guys. Yes, exactly. Do real work.
Thanks for stopping in, Alex. All right, I can scoot over just a little bit too. So yeah, if anybody who's up and watching, if anybody else has any questions about our coffee, or about coffee farming, or about how we're dealing with the current situation globally right now, and what we've been up to try to just stay in business, feel free to let me know. I hope you guys are enjoying good coffee at home. Sorry, I keep looking at the different screens, trying to focus on everything at once here. Getting the technology going. So I know it's a little bit late, probably where most of you guys are too. We're still just finishing up the workday here. It's only 3:30, so I got some of the field crews are finishing up their work out in the fields. They usually start at 7 or 8 in the morning, so they can be done by around 3 or 4 o'clock. And then the office staff, well, we're happy to leave them at 5, even though some of us also start at 7 or 8 in the morning. And then there's nights that we're here till 6 or 7 or even 8. It just depends on what needs to be done. And we're about to start processing coffee. So that's when things get real long nights. There's been some nights that we've been here until midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning when we have large quantities to process and things don't go exactly as planned, or especially when it's really, really bright out, high summertime, the pickers keep picking as long as they can see because they're paid by the pound. So they won't stop picking coffee till the sun goes down, which means we don't get the last of the coffee until after the sun goes down, which again, I'm hoping Roberto can help me out with. His machine able to process coffee faster than our current one we have, and also better. So Tracy, excellent to hear you got your coffee in. What type of coffee are you drinking from us? I'd just love to hear. Alex probably knows because again she handles the coffee club and she had to go back to taking care of some things. So I'm glad you got your coffee. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope it got to you quick. Keeping an eye on the digital side of things. That's the wrong one. There we go. The fire roast, exactly what I'm drinking too, Tracy. Exactly what I'm drinking too. So I love this stuff. I really do. And our Roastmaster Art is one of my best friends as well. So I don't know. Again, might be biased, but it's some of the best coffee I've ever had. Roberto, if you're still on, we'll have to send you some. You're definitely going to have to try some. Probably more like the coffee you get in Costa Rica, I bet. There's probably still some people out there using this very similar style equipment to roast coffee. It's a very old school style method. So upcoming, some other big things this week, we're actually working on putting in our water system. We're upgrading our water tank. We're going to have a fully enclosed system now. Before we were getting county water, but we're a little bit above the line that it can reach. So it actually had to go through a series of holding tanks to get to the top of the property to where we had a large storage tank. And then we would bring it back down and get the water. But what this meant is that it wasn't enclosed any longer. It wasn't coming straight from the county. So we didn't actually drink the water coming out of our tap. We didn't use it to brew coffee. We actually brought in bottled water for that. Fine for showering, doing dishes, laundry, things like that. It just there was a potential that it wasn't the safest, but we now have our enclosed tank built. We've been digging a trench, and we're going to be plumbing that in here this next week, setting up the UV filtration with a triple stage filter as well, so the water coming out of our tap will be better than what we get from the county actually, and then we'll be able to use that to brew up our coffee. So yeah, actually, Roberto, I'll make sure, I think I probably already have it. I know I can, I'll get your address and we'll make sure we send you off some, and make sure you share with those guys building that mill too. Let's see here, anybody else tuning in? Again, I can't, feel free, post up comments. If you guys have any questions or comments or know anything more, feel free to let me know. Just trying to make sure I've got the YouTube comments coming in here. And, let's pop these out. Yes, that's a good question actually, Tracy. So we just started picking, as I mentioned earlier. This first round of picking is not what you'd call the high quality coffee. This is the stuff that will be, they call it the strip pick. It's almost, you don't throw away. You can still use it for some things. It's great for coffee added products, candles, lotions, soaps, spice rubs, things like that. You roast it up, it's still going to smell like coffee, give you that aroma you're looking for, but it probably doesn't have the best flavor. So we just finished on most of our farm. We got just a couple more acres to go. And then we will pick coffee this year, probably all the way through January, maybe even to February before we do the final strip pick and take the last cherries from the trees. It does look like we're going to have a long, slow picking season this year. It's every year's different. Mother Nature actually drives it. We do get a dry season at the beginning of the year, usually around January, February, although the last 2 years there has not been much of a dry season. A slight dip in moisture, but not a lot. It's been raining quite often. So what this actually causes our trees to flower a bit earlier than normal and then continue to flower round after round to the point that I've seen some flowers on some of our trees just as late as last week. Now, it's just a few. We're not going to be pulling in hundreds of pounds of coffee at the end of the year. And you do get to a certain point where it's not cost effective to go pick any longer because, of course, you have to pay someone to do that. So at a certain point of the year, we have to make the judgment call to just take everything that's left off the trees. We don't want to leave any of the cherries behind. They would naturally just ripen and then dry up and fall off, but we have what's called the coffee berry borer, or CBB, and it lives inside the coffee cherries. So leaving cherries on the trees, even if it's just 5 of them, that actually can produce over 100 beetles that will then infect the new crop when it comes in. And if you can actually get it all off the tree, and there's at least 50 to 60 days between one set of cherry and another, you can actually beat their life cycle and suppress them. They'll never be gone, but you can really bring them down. That'll set you up good for the next year. So yeah, with this year we're going to pick, we started in June and we're hoping to be done in January to February. It's going to be a very long picking season this year. So it's a very good question. Guess I should say the questions too, because people on YouTube can't see the questions on Facebook, but I'll get better at this. This is our first test run. So I know Alex mentioned something else that you guys are going to see soon. We got a new website that we're designing and building out. Not that our old site doesn't work, but it is a bit outdated, and we're going to be doing a lot of updating to that. There's going to be a lot of video content on there, a lot more about our coffees and varieties, as well as about just the random shenanigans that a lot of the young people get up to on the farm. No problem, Tracy, no problem at all. And we're also going to hopefully make it a little bit easier for those of you who are Coffee Club members to get into the portal and adjust things and or change what you're getting, sign up. So keep an eye out for that. It is we're doing it in-house, of course, because we're farmers. We really can't afford to hire someone else to do it. So it has been a long, slow process. I think we've got maybe a couple pages of the website done, and I think at a last count there's like a dozen total to do. So it's going to take us some time, but it's really nice. We actually, Allison, who you might meet if she can pull herself away for a little bit, she might come in. She'll be on one of these Q&As eventually. She's handling all of our graphics, all of our design. That's what she went to school for, as well as she manages the Workstay program, where we have young people come and stay on the farm and learn about coffee farming and help us out here, as well as get some things done. So she's doing the website, aiding what help I can. We're also looking at redesigning our bags. So for those of you who have been getting our coffee for a long time know that not much has changed. Not that our bag doesn't work. It's actually, I really like it. It's got a Ziploc top on it, so it keeps your coffee fresh. But we think it's time to move. We're hoping to get to a fully compostable bag. We're looking at the environmental side of things here. We're going to then also hope it's fully printed, so we don't have to do separate stickers and all of that to go on there. So she's helping out with that design. As well as we're actually looking at getting money for solar panels. We want to actually equip our Hoshidana and growing structures with enough solar that we can actually power all of the equipment involved with coffee on solar. And that means that we'll have a fully solar coffee farm, be able to basically grow it with the sun, dry it with the sun, process it with the sun. I don't know about roasting with the sun, that won't work. We're going to have to use propane still there, but if we can get enough power to at least run the motors on the roaster there, I think that counts. So we're going to hopefully get solar here in the future. It's one of the things that's in the works. We're looking at the various grants and assistance that we can get to do that. And then I'm actually, once we have this sealed water system set up, I'm going to actually set up catchment water so that all of our pulping will be done with rainwater, so we won't be wasting any water. I was just talking about you, Allison. I don't know if you have time to stop by a second and say hi to everybody, but I was just telling them about how you're working on our website and our bags and all the pretty stuff that we do around the farm.
Yeah, so I'm trying.
Yeah. So this is Allison, everybody, if you haven't met her before. She actually a fellow Midwesterner. I'm from Minnesota. She's from Iowa, so we get along okay.
Yeah. Lots of corn and all that.
Yep, but we're definitely corny, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's an amazing artist and has a really, really good eye for she's doing our photography. She's doing a lot of the images you're going to see on our website, as well as the content of the website, which has it's amazing. I wish I could show it to you right now, but it's not ready. But we will. You'll see it. So, and she's also kind of helping spearhead the whole ecological side of things that I was also just talking about. Something that
It's a huge project.
yeah, something I've wanted and we've talked about. But as with most things, if only one person is the one talking about it, there's not a lot of traction. As soon as you get 2 or 3 people talking about it, then everyone's got to listen. So it's been really nice to have somebody who's thinking along the same lines. Trying to make sure that we're as sustainable as we can be, earth-friendly as we can be. Actually, Allison was the one who switched us over from using paper towels to now using the rags for everything.
Cloth rags.
Yep, cloth rags. Because of what happened, we did have to go back to disposable cups, but for a long time we were making sure we were trying to use nothing disposable on the farm. So that was really awesome.
Thank you.
Anyway, you want to say something? Say hi.
Hello. I don't really know what else to say. He gave me a really good introduction, so I don't really have anything. But if anybody has any questions about anything, please feel free to mention it. But I am very excited to be able to start talking more and more to you guys, because this is something that Ray has been working on, being able to get us live like this and actually talking. Hi, Tracy. And actually talking to you guys and creating more videos so that you can see what's going on the other side of things, because there are a lot of disconnect. There's a lot of disconnect right now because the world is as it is, and so there's been less of us being able to communicate with the folks that we would like to be able to keep communicating with. So this is something that we are very, very excited about, and Ray's done a really good job. So these Thursday virtual things are going to be able to happen more and more often, and that way you guys can always come by and ask us questions about anything, or we'll talk about what's going on at the farm, and I'm sure Ray's always been able to tell you as well.
Yeah, we're hoping to do some more interviews at some point, so maybe we'll do an official interview with Allison and ask her questions about where she's from, and a lot of you came and visited us, and that's how you got to know us. But we've got new people who might not have been here when you visited, and things change all the time, and we want to kind of be able to bridge that gap of the actual physical visit and be able to just talk with you guys, see how you're doing too. It's like I said, it was great to see that you're enjoying the coffee, Tracy. That really actually makes this job worthwhile. I mean, it is a job, it is a career, it's something I love to do. I love growing things, but knowing that people appreciate it kind of just really makes it worthwhile. So it's always good to hear from you people about everybody, about everything they like, and also if there's something that you wonder why we do something one way or something we could change or something we're interested in. I'm not saying we could do it, but we'd love to hear from you guys if you have any thoughts or ideas on anything. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the best way to grow, also.
Oh, hey Donna.
Hi Donna. I miss you too.
Yeah, we can't wait till you guys can come back as well. I know with traveling's tricky right now, and I guess with everything going on, we don't want you to come. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. For your own safety.
Yeah,
of course.
for your own safety. But hopefully we'll come out of this and we'll be better. You'll come back and stop by, and you might see this place is going to be quite different in a lot of ways.
There's already been so many different things that have been implemented already. We've got so many new plants that are already on the farm that aren't coffee, but we also have some more lavender and peppers and things like that. And we have the garden. The Work Stay program is kind of going crazy as well in its own little way. So we've got our kale going, and we have lots and lots of arugula, and it grows so well down there, and it's super good. But we're also trying to do more tomatoes and things like that. So if you guys have any gardening tips as well, I know that I'm always down to listen a little bit more about about gardening and continuing to grow. So that would be something very, very fun. But when you guys do get to come back, like Ray was saying, you'll be able to see all of these new things and so many new projects that we've been working on.
Yeah. Like we should have our Paniolo roasting going at full force when you guys stop back. That's a really fun tour. You guys can actually roast your own coffee, so that'll be something really neat. Harmony, she's awesome. She's fantastic. Just finished kindergarten, and she's actually been doing some summer school, and she just loves learning, so she has no problem. Just didn't even balk at all when we said that there was more school she could go to. She wanted to go. So she's actually finished a couple of the modules in summer school, got a couple more to go, but really enjoying it a lot. Unfortunately, some people with everything going on have had a little bit more time off, whereas I think actually we're working just as much, if not more.
That's very true. Which we're very grateful for.
Yes,
Very grateful for.
We are. We're grateful to have a job, grateful to be employed. We actually have not had to lay anyone off because of this. We've been able to find ways to save money in other areas and to keep things going. Bill, our general manager, has done a great job. Yeah, it's true. It's not like we're living high on the hog, I guess is the best way to say it. But we are.
Very Midwestern.
Yeah, I know, isn't it? We're doing well. We're doing well enough. Yeah, Chase. The authorities are still trying to figure that one out.
There's not even a question mark at the end of that.
Yeah, no, right.
Statement.
But we've been able to take this time and focus inward and look at a lot of the things we didn't have time to look at. And I can't count the number of times where we've actually said this has been, it's hard to say it, but a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, there's definitely been those.
We've been looking through our whole back end and the analytics that you have to do as a company, especially as we're growing, that we weren't able to do, and realizing how messy things were becoming and how if we didn't have this time, it was just going to progressively get worse and worse to a point where it may have become unmanageable at some point. So it's been really nice to look at all of the things that we do, all of our processes, and look at them with a keen eye as to what is actually working and what isn't, and where we could improve. And hopefully that'll make us more effective when we come through the other side. So, but it's good to see you, Chase. I hope you're doing well over there in California. How's the bathroom business doing? I hope laying down the tile's going well for you. I don't know if you guys do a lot of tile. I'm sure you do. You remodel your bathroom, you do tile, right? Everybody does. That's what you do.
Almost always.
So I'm also, I'm really excited about the Jeep tour that's coming up. We've got the Jeep. We got to get some better tires on it. But we're going to be able to do Jeep tours here pretty soon around the farm. Drive you around and show you stuff. So I'm real excited about that.
Yes, and it's a pretty cool Jeep.
Yeah. Take the top off, drive you around.
Yeah, it's in mint condition because we haven't been able to drive it very much.
So true. No scratches or dings yet. We've had it for 6 months. I think we've driven it about a total of 10 miles.
We've not been able to use it very much. So I'm excited to get that puppy on the ground.
Surprisingly less, huh? Good to know. And Havana is actually right here. She was. I don't know where
she's right underneath it.
Oh yeah, she's laying down on her little perch. Here, let's see. Actually, I think I can move this around and we can make Havana cam. Actually, it's not too close. There we go. There's the Nana cam. She's like, what's happening?
She doesn't even know what to do.
No. She says, you're saying my name. Well, Chase, when you come back, we'll give you a special deal on the Jeep tour. We're only going to charge you $50. But yeah, it'll be fun. We're actually setting up a few spots around the farm where we'll be able to stop and actually, hopefully harvest bananas with you guys if there are some that are ripe. Or like right now, the lychee is in season, so we'd actually take you over to the lychee trees and stop and harvest some lychee, and you can eat it right there. I mean, there's one of the things I love the most is eating fruit directly off of the tree. So that's something we want to do. Take you over to our bees and show you where our honey comes from. Take you up to the top of the farm where, Chase, I know it is one of the best views on the entire farm, getting you up to the top so that you can see the view of the whole farm and the city from there. It's just gorgeous up there.
That and Pride Rock is also one of the newer ones.
Yeah.
I hadn't even known about Pride Rock, but there's a really great spot that's just this massive rock coming out of the mountain, and that's got its own view.
Yep. So we're going to set something up there. Yeah, we'll have a few spots we can stop and take a moment, take in the view for a little bit, as well as kind of drive you around and give you a little bit of a bonus tour. So that's something you guys can look forward to when you come stop back by. So ask about that. And then, gosh, what was the other? Oh, and now with Konalani kind of in full force, we're also going to have some different, like flights of coffee you can do, as opposed to just the basic tasting on the patio, which we'll always have that for free. But if you want to come in and do, more of an in-depth cupping of the coffees and kind of learn how to, I don't want to say learn how to taste them, but learn how to understand what you're tasting. It's one of those things that I didn't even fully understand for many months after I started working here. But the more I've tasted it, the more I've talked about it and understand how that works, I can start to look into, understand how to tell what it is I'm actually tasting.
Yeah, and why coffee can smell like vegetables sometimes.
Yeah, right? That's
which is the weirdest thing.
It is the weirdest thing. Like, this coffee smells like stew, and it does.
Green beans, green beans and carrots, and it's great.
Yes, Tracy, the blonde roast. Yes, that is new. That is something we just did.
And I love it.
2 months ago. Yeah.
It's my favorite. So
it's our first light roast. It's not what you'd call a full blonde, just to be 100% honest. It is more on the closer to the medium side of light, but it's still technically a light roast. So the roasting, there is a range in there. It's a wider range than like steaks. There's not just raw and medium rare and things like that. It's not the lightest, but it's roasted to the point where we've lost a lot of the green, more vegetal state of flavors of the coffee, but still, it's very unique. It's incredibly unique in its flavor. Yeah, which is why we call it Kona Bright.
Yeah, right. That's very true.
Yeah, so we use the progeny for that, or what we call bold. It comes in a red bag, and it is really good stuff. It's really good stuff.
It tastes.
We use the progeny for that one, Chase.
Apple spicy. Apple spicy. That's more of like an apple cider kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just like a little bit of an undertone. It tastes really, really good, and I personally like it as a cold brew. That's what I like because you can get all of those other complex flavors coming out of it. But it's really good whichever way you pour it. As a pour over, it's super clean, and you still get all of those really, really wonderful bright flavors and the citrusy flavors. And
Yeah, there's almost no bitterness to it at all.
yeah, even in a French press, you don't really get bitter.
Yeah, it came out really well. We actually had our friend Brittany over at PCR, which is actually Pacific Coffee Research. Some amazing people over there. You can check them out. They do a lot of work helping coffee farmers with that final step, which is just as important as all the other ones, making sure that your coffee is roasted properly. And we actually had her develop a roast profile for this, where she doesn't just light roast it. Yeah, I'll definitely make sure you get a bag, Chase. Definitely, we have some left, and we're actually probably going to keep doing it. It was so good. I think we're going to keep doing it. I don't think it's going to be a one-time thing. I think everybody liked it so much. But Brittany over at PCR actually does a cupping roast, which is a special type of roast done for cupping contests, and then can use that to decide some avenues she wants to follow for roasting. And usually does 3, 4, 5 different roasts, and then tastes those and focuses in on, okay, this flavor is good, this flavor is not so great. How can I accentuate this one, de-accentuate the other one? What can I do to kind of balance that flavor just a little bit? So she actually came back with, I think, 2 after this one that she liked, and had us decide which one we wanted to do. So it was really, it's always fun working with them. I always love seeing what they can do with the coffee. So
Yeah, they're brilliant.
yeah, we had them help us out with our Kona Sweet. We had them help us out with the Kona Bright. They also did the Kona Lay, which some of you tried. That was our other natural coffee we did.
I feel like every single natural that we've had, I'm like, oh man, this can't get any better than the other one. And I'm like, how do I like this more?
Yes, right. I've really loved this journey of coffee that I've been on the last few years, because I drank coffee and didn't really understand it, just drank it. And then I started growing it and really drinking good coffee here in Kona. And it's opened a whole new world. If you want, you can have it. This is my second cup. So. And I saw Alex was hovering around out there. Hey, Alex!
Yes.
You can come stop in for a sec.
Okay.
You're on switchy spots?
We're chatting with people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you want to come say hi to Chase?
Yes.
All right. So actually we have Alexander coming to sit down with us. He's actually kind of my head guy in the field here, making sure that everything is out there is getting done the way I want it done. Oh, Nana, it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, we got a few people. Chase is on still with us, so you know Alex. It's gonna take a minute. There's a lag, because this is what's actually live, and this is what we're recording right here. So it'll pop up in a sec. He'll see you're here. So yeah, how'd things go today?
Great.
Excellent.
We've been doing great.
Excellent. I saw you guys are about halfway up F1 over here.
Yep.
All right. They're working on finishing suckering our trees this year. They got to go through and remove the new growth that we don't want, and allow the tree to focus on growing the stuff we do want to keep. So yeah, there we go. Now he sees you. So Chase said hi. They can't talk, but they can type.
Okay. Hi, Chase.
So yeah, Alex has been out there, kind of making sure that everything's going the way it should go, answering questions when the guys have questions. There's always questions, like every day. Always questions. And then he's going to be kind of spearheading our picking as well this year. He's going to be the one out there making sure people are picking coffee the right way, picking the right coffee, making sure they got all the stuff they need, and also picking a whole bunch of coffee himself as well. And that's kicking off next week. I was just going through the fields and seeing that we got plenty to pick.
That's right.
Yep, it's coming in. So we're going to start processing and keeping all this coffee, and that's what we're going to be drinking here. So. Bit. It seems like every time somebody walks in or on that side too close, then the camera stops. There we go, we're back.
Just like when you hit the aux cord.
Yep.
It's good.
that in just a little closer.
Yeah, that one's not even turned on yet. I was actually didn't get that one set up. I think I can real quick here.
Bye, Chase.
Oh, that one's too close. Now you're in the camera.
I've never really met
Yep.
you.
Yep. You got to go back
But
just
I've
a little
heard
bit.
all about you.
Right there. That's good.
All good things, and some things that are quite funny.
Yep.
Most of them are quite funny.
Actually, I can
But
adjust
he said
this
he's
just
got to run,
a little bit here too. I think.
so I'm saying goodbye.
Okay. Bye, Chase.
Bye, Chase.
Thanks for stopping to say hey.
Good luck on the bathroom business. I see your Instagram all the time. I like your posts.
Yeah. Good. Keep it up, brother. Keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll see you back here before too long.
Your base camp bathroom. You could remodel.
Yeah, right. You can come out and remodel base camp bathroom. Perfect.
That'd be fun.
Maybe we'll even hire you for it.
Maybe. Just trade him a deal. You can sleep on the couch.
Look, they got a great view of Nana cleaning her paw.
Mm.
The Nana cam.
Well,
All right. Anybody else got any other questions? Anybody else want to say hi? I see we got a few people watching on YouTube, but it's been quiet over there. Sorry, if, we're not ignoring you. It's just I
can't see you.
I can only focus on one thing at a time. The questions should pop up over here. I just haven't seen any come through yet. So
cool. Very cool.
hopefully our display here in a second. Well, I don't know. We just want to spend. I guess it's been. I've already been up here for maybe not an hour. How long has it been? Yeah, it's been close to an hour already. Wow, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Time flies when you're having fun drinking coffee. So we should probably wrap it up pretty soon here. If anybody's got any other questions before we go, we gotta finish up actual work before I can get home to my family.
Clean some dishes.
Yep, yeah. There's always something to do. And then these guys are going on an adventure this weekend.
Yes, we're heading over to Maui.
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, actually, I think it's almost the entire Workstay crew is going, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, actually.
Yep. So they're all heading over to Maui for a couple of days, and hopefully they'll come back refreshed and ready to get back to work.
Yes. I've never been to Maui, like I said, so I don't even really know what to expect, but I've been doing a bunch of research, and I just booked all the stuff for Airbnbs. I think we're camping one night.
Ooh,
Going to
sounds like fun.
Haleakala if we can for the sunrise.
Well, the weather's great this time of year, hopefully. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's usually pretty nice, not too much rain. Yeah, Tracy, thank you for tuning in too. Thanks for sitting with us and chatting with us a little bit. And we're going to do something live every Thursday. We already do our live Ohana Fridays. So if you haven't tuned into one of those, check it out. We always do some live music from somewhere around the farm, wherever we can, as long as I can set up the Ethernet cable and get connected to the internet. We'll do some live music from there. And then Thursdays, we're going to do some sort of live, either brewing workshop or a coffee thing, or just chatting, answering a few questions and just kind of checking in with you guys. So keep an eye out for those. Again, every Thursday evening. We'll probably do it somewhere around that 2 to 3 o'clock time here. It always depends on what we got going on around the farm. We can never exactly plan what we might have to do each day, but we'll try to make sure we get out to you. And I'll always post a little notification about when it's happening until we get things more into a schedule. But I'm hoping to do some, like I said, interviews, do some coffee cupping, and just all kinds of different things related to coffee, the coffee industry, people in the industry, and
what a whole world.
Yep, products. I mean, I've got ideas about doing product reviews and how to use different equipment and why you want to use one or another.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know. There are so many different brewing pieces.
right.
I don't even know where to start. But
And I haven't even
how
tried
many
them all.
favorites?
I'm excited to try more ones that I
Like
have never tried
It's
before.
like the mocha pots.
Yep. Or there's a brand new one out I heard about recently that sounds really cool. It's like an actual espresso mocha pot. It actually reaches the right pressure, so it actually makes espresso.
On a
It's
stovetop?
yes. It's
Oh.
actually supposed to be the first stovetop espresso maker that truly hits the I think it's 9 bars of pressure that you
Yeah.
need to hit. So again, it's not exactly espresso, but it's about as close as you can get without throwing thousands of dollars into an actual espresso machine. So we hope to kind of branch out and do some of those type of things too here. Really show you guys some of the fun things that are out there to do with coffee. We've also recently talked about recipes for like some of the drinks we do. I think it'd be fun to kind of do a little video of each one too, show how we make them and how you can make them at home. You know, you can actually take and make amazing coffee drinks at home too.
Yes.
Especially summer coming up, cold brew. We're gonna do a lot about cold brew.
Specialty drinks
So.
of cold brew. It's so good. Very refreshing.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Yep. So I think I better get back to working. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Enjoy the video. I know, again, this will be posted up so you guys can watch it. And feel free to leave more comments. We'll check in and hopefully then answer those, you know, through just replies later. So if you do have a question about something we talked about here, or just tune in next Thursday. And you can probably ask some questions then, too.
Hi, Gianna.
And I guess last thing, always got to do, check out the website, head to heavenlyhawaiian.com. If you guys need any coffee or any products, you know, feel free to help us out, order something there.
Yeah.
And what would really help us out a lot right now too is, I know most of you are on Facebook, or probably already liked our Facebook page. If not, please like the page, subscribe to the page, get the notifications when we post videos and stuff. And YouTube is another huge spot. We're looking for a lot of help. We want to get we need to get to a certain number of YouTube subscribers before we actually start to really kind of trigger in on YouTube and they start spreading us out to people who don't know us. So if you can, take a moment, jump over to our YouTube channel. It's just Heavenly Hawaiian Farms. And just and subscribe to the channel would be awesome. And then again, hit that little notification bell and you'll get the little notification every time we post up a new video. And if you haven't yet, check the videos there. We've done a bunch of fun things, a bunch of informative things, some random things, and we're gonna keep.
Mockumentary.
Yeah,
is one of my favorites.
check out the mockumentary. A lot of people really like that one. And let us know too in comments what you want to see more of, what you have questions about, and what else you'd like to see us do, because we're open to doing any type of content you guys are interested in seeing.
Yes.
All right. Well, stay safe out there, everybody. As I always like to say. Make sure you're, spreading the love with good coffee, right? and you guys have a wonderful evening.
Bye. Thank you so much for coming. Bye, Gianna. Miss you so much.
Let's see here. How do I end it?
Good question. Gianna, if you need any coffee,